Another lie to shield the glory to the terrorist has been exposed.
So what is now coming across, even as Times Now is leading with the investigation, as far as Yakub Menon's beautification of the grave is concerned, there is yet another conclusive proof that we are putting out today. A fresh video which refutes the claim of Bada Qabristan chief Shoaib Khatib. He himself is seen standing in front of the very normal grave, the earlier grave of Yakub Menon, to announce that the masjid will be shut from the 5th of April 2021. Let's listen into that video.
Chairman, तमाम मुसल्लियान को इस बात की इतला दी जाती है कि जामा मस्जिद और बड़ा कब्रिस्तान बतारी के 5 अप्रैल 2021 से बतारी के 30 अप्रैल 2021 तक मुकम्मल तौर पर बंद रहेगा। लोग अपने घरों में इबादत करें, मस्जिद और कब्रिस्तान की तरफ रुख ना करें और अल्लाह से मांगे कि अल्लाह इस वबा को जल्द से जल्द पूरे आलम से ख़त्म करे। अस्सलाम वालेकुम मुंबई ट्रस्ट चेयरमैन, तमाम मुसल्लियान को इस बात की इतला दी जाती है कि जामा मस्जिद और बड़ा कब्रिस्तान बतारी।
Okay, so there you heard it. He's seen right there in front of the grave, and here there is no beautification process that's going on. And this is the 6th consecutive proof that has come out of a nexus that went on in the beautification of Yakub Menon. It didn't just happen overnight. It seemed like it had happened. There is a cover-up that's taking place as well. Arunil, this is the latest in the conclusive evidence that Times Now has accessed that very, very clearly shows that, this was in the works. Here, he earlier claimed that no, there was beautification much earlier, but in these visuals, he's very clearly seen right in front of the grave where there is no beautification, there is no marble, there is no LED lights there. So very clearly, the beautification was taken up after this.
Well, this is the umpteenth proof that Times Now is putting out, refuting the claims made by Shoaib Khatib, who is the chairman of Bada Qabristan. He said that the beautification was being done way before. He said that the marble was being put up way before. But we are putting out this video in which he himself is making an announcement, and behind him is a normal grave without any marbles being laid, without any lighting, major lightings being done on the grave of Yakub Menon. And he is making an announcement regarding that how the masjid will be shut from April 5th, 2021. So this is a proof that shows that until at least April 5th, 2021, the grave of Yakub Menon did not have decoration of marbles, did not have lightings on it. As and when we will investigate more skeletons will tumble out of the closet, because we have given some innumerable proof to establish that how VIP treatment was given to build a proper shrine for Yakub Menon, who is a convict in 1993 Bombay blast.
Absolutely. But Arunil, when it comes to this is April 2021 we are talking about. Now there are reports that suggest that the beautification process happened around 7 to 8 months back. Even if we talk about earlier this year, exactly when did the changes started to happen? When it, when it comes to the permission being given or not, did it happen under force, under pressure?
Well, as per the whistleblowers that Times Now has spoken to, as per the former trustees who know the technicalities of these wrongdoings, they are saying that this permission, obviously permission on paper will not be given, and a very covert kind of a permission was being given, and this beautification took place because there was a pressure of threat from the underworld, as the pressure was being put on them as well. We have shared their police complaint that they had made to the Maharashtra police, and also there was money that was being paid to the trustees. This is an allegation that is coming in from these former trustees, basically the whistleblowers in this case, and as per their statement, the beautification took place around 7 to 8 months ago. In fact, when our colleague Shivani, on the first day itself, yesterday in fact morning, when she had spoken to one of the caretakers inside the Bada Qabristan, he also said that this beautification had taken place around 7 to 8 months ago. Obviously, nobody will give an approval or a permission on paper, because that is completely illegal. That is contempt of court. The court has said that you cannot give out graves to any particular individual because this is like reservation under reservation. The graveyard in itself is a reserved land, so you cannot do it.
All right, so we are seeing visuals from 2021 where there is no marble installation, there are no LED lights to beautify Yakub Menon's grave. and in 2002, taken recently, these visuals show very clearly the contrast of it. So when was the permission given? When was this beautification taken up? Why is it there are no answers forthcoming? The Mahavikas Aghadi and the BJP are blaming each other, but there are no answers on when this all took place. How is it possible that a 1993 blast convict, a terrorist grave, has been beautified, and this government or the previous government, Arunil, has no answers on when it happened? This is not just any other grave we're talking about. We're not talking about just the maintenance of it, a beautification of a convict being taken up, and the government's being completely unaware.
Well, we first need to understand the gravity of this situation. We are talking about Yakub Menon, the person who is convicted in the 1993 Bombay blast. 257 innocent lives lost, 1,400 people severely injured. We have been speaking to these victims who got injured, to the kins of the people who died. They have been saying that this is extremely unfortunate. This is like adding salt to our wounds. Yakub Menon was involved in the 1993 Bombay blast, and his grave is being glorified inside the Bada Kabristan, and the authorities, be it the present government or the previous government, have no idea about it. This is extremely startling. The BJP is putting the blame on the Mahavikas Aghadi, saying that it happened 7 to 8 months ago, so they are to be blamed. The Mahavikas Aghadi, Aditya Thackeray, basically asking a question to BJP that why didn't you throw the body of Yakub Menon inside a deep seas only, like US had done with Osama bin Laden. So all these questions are being asked, charges are being traded between the two political rivals, but the main question is, what about these victims who died in the 1993 Bombay blast? Why give them this kind of an insult? Why add salt to their injuries?
Absolutely, because we've been also speaking to those victims there, and they haven't forgotten anything at all, because they in fact expressed their disappointment, Arunil, saying that little to nothing is being done for them, and in a way a terrorist is being glorified. Why is that happening? Because they have been claiming it that this is injustice even after several years that's been happening with them.
Well, that is right. If one has to look at it, one startling thing that when I was investigating this case was, I noticed, recent Times Now noticed that there was one person named as Khatri. We played his bite as well. Now, he was making an interesting point. He was extremely agitated about the fact that his brother had died in 1993 Bombay blast. Now, his family members traditionally, historically, had an ota, had a grave place inside the graveyard of Bada Kabristan. But that grave place was being sold to some other person. Now he's saying that I have to suffer on that front, but now a person like Yakub Menon can take an ota for himself, can beautify his own graveyard, but my brother's grave has become a general grave. However, we had paid money historically, not now, before 1984, we had paid money so that our family members can get their own grave for themselves, but our grave has gone. The authorities, the Waqf board, have sold it off, and Yakub Menon, people like Yakub Menon, with the help of threat, with the help of money power, can manage beautification of their own grave, and it can be converted into a shrine. This is the main condition on the ground. People who have money, people who can give out threats, they can get things for themselves, and we are talking about somebody who was part of the 1993 Bombay blast. We are talking about somebody who killed lives, 257 innocent lives. We are talking about somebody who basically brought the whole of Mumbai city to its knees. It was the darkest day for India, for Mumbai, and now the person,
despite that, he is being glorified. Arunil, thank you for joining us with those details and getting us those exclusive inputs that nailed the previous Aghadi Sarkar and raising several questions to the current government there.